were ever intimate and he saw my body, he started to cry. He was going to be stuck with such an ugly body.
First and foremost, I call absolute BS on this story here. There is no way you're telling me that when Pedro saw her birthmark, that he decided to cry on that time and then also say, and also because it's ugly. Because if that happened on the very first time, you two would have never seen each other ever again. That's just that. Let's keep it a buck. And also, 99.9% of men would not give a damn about your freaking birthmark on your body. Okay, to be honest with you. And then also on top of that, why would you wait until you got to your 30 plus, right? Until you got into your 30s to finally remove this embarrassing, ugly thing that you was once upon a time bullied for. You see what I'm saying? Make it make sense. This is nothing but a story to make an excuse. An excuse for what? An excuse for the same, for Chantel's lies. Let's get into it.
This is my new waist. No stitches that need to dissolve here still, but they're...
So Chantel decided to go and get surgery, okay? And the surgery, all right, ladies and gentlemen, was based on her getting rid of the birthmark, all right? But here's the thing though, on Reddit, people aren't believing this. People are convinced that this was nothing but a lie just for her to do what? For her to get a tummy tuck. Because of course, when you look at her waist, here for starters, look at the thighs. The shape of them here is not completely different, but it is slightly different. You look at her waist is more tucked in this picture than it is on this picture. But let's talk about the biggest and the most clearest hints, the belly button. The belly button has now changed. All right. Now, I'm not saying that your belly button wouldn't change or your body wouldn't change if you have obviously surgery that involves bringing your skin in together, so therefore you can get rid of the birthmark. I'm not saying that's not a thing. That's obviously maybe clear, maybe it's part of the procedure, but it is clear to me that this procedure here wasn't done for the purposes of the birthmark. It was done because you wanted a tummy tuck. Just be honest about it. You're not fooling anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you ain't fooling me, that's for sure, because as we head over here to Reddit itself in particular, you will see people have had to say, girl, just admit you're having a tummy tuck and lipo. Clearly you've had plenty of work done, so what is the problem with admitting you're getting cut open? Not just some scar laser removal. Cue of the doctor to pretend a mini tuck is part of that though. Well, there you go. But here's the thing though. Why are people not convinced? Why are people calling Chantel out for her lies? Okay, well, let's talk about it. If you go into Google and you just type in Chantel 90 Day Fiance, you're gonna come up with a series of different photos of this woman, okay? Over the years that she's been on the show. This one itself in particular is a great one. Look at the way she looked here compared to here. It's showing us evidently that over the years, her appearance, I mean, hell, here she looks like Memphis. Remember Memphis as Hamza? Okay, so you can see there's been a massive transformation within her facial appearance, okay, over the years, as well as also her body. Obviously here you can see her chest is nowhere near as big as what it is now. But to be fair though, her chest though, it surprisingly does not look like it's fake. It looks like they do look legit real, to be fair, only because of the way they sit. So that could be, her chest growth could be due to something completely different. I'm just not too sure about it because of the way they sit. They sit as if they're natural to me, to be honest with you. They don't look like as if they would necessarily be fake, but for someone to have that much of a growth, as you can see in this picture here where my thumb is, all right, for someone to have this much of a change within their breast over time, and their breast to obviously get bigger and bigger as time went by, it is something that I can imagine people will still question, and people will still imagine that maybe, you know, she's had some form of work done to them that's made them bigger. But again, for me personally, they don't look like that, so I feel like that could be due to something else. What that could be, I don't know. But either way though, we are seeing evidently, let's click on this one, evidently that her face has changed dramatically over the years. Hell, this was her at the beginning. This isn't even her now. This is her now. This is what I'm saying, okay? Her face is forever changing because she's forever doing things towards them. Whether that's, well, not only is she doing things towards her face, but she's also gaining weight. And it is notoriously known that for some women, when they gain weight, they start to do more things to their face because they try and make their face look slimmer as much as they can. All right, because it still gives the illusion that maybe depends on your perspective, depends on the angle you're looking for, just depends on what influence you're obviously trying to play, you know, obviously within that situation itself in particular. But at the end of the day, for Chantel to sit here and to try and tell us that this is nothing but a removal of a situation here is absolutely ludicrous.
No players.
Better angle. Wasn't meant to play that. Better angle there, as you can see. Let me move out of the way. Obviously, you can see here her shape is ridiculously changed. You know what I mean? So obviously, due to the surgery compared to what it was here. So this definitely does look like a tummy tuck as well as a lipo to get the body more snatched. You see what I'm saying? But you can see what I mean with her breasts. For me personally, I don't feel like they sit in a way that says that they are not real. But who knows? Maybe she got. But then again, though, I've heard of a surgery where you can get like fat transfer to your chest. To be fair with you. Don't know if it's ever been actually been done. I've heard of it, so maybe that's what it could be. I don't know. That's something that I probably should really look more into. You know, is it possible for women's breasts to still grow, even after a certain age? I'm gonna do that right now. Well, to be fair, it does say according to the Google and the AI overview. Yes, it's possible for a woman breast to get bigger in her 30s, primarily due to weight gain or hormonal fluctuations. So, though breast growth is generally considered to be largely complete by the late teens or early 20s, it can still grow. So I do feel like maybe that could be the change of that. Maybe it's hormones, to be honest with you. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because I think the time when she was going through the breakup and divorce with Pedro, she was definitely going through a whole lot of things. And to be fair, throughout that whole relationship, things were never exactly good in good terms. So who knows? Maybe that is exactly what is put her in this position, because it's definitely not pregnancy because she's never been pregnant. You know what I mean? So there is that part in particular. It does say that breast development is a continuous process that can occur throughout a woman's life, and some women may experience slight growth spurt in their breast during their late 20s or 30s. So yeah, that I do feel like that's natural, but who knows? Either way though, when we go back to obviously this thread itself in particular here, okay, what we are going to do is we're actually going to go over now to Reddit itself in particular, where we begun, where people are definitely having their say regarding of obviously how they feel. So as you can see here, in this specific one, this person says, no freaking joke, she was beautiful at start, a little dim, but I think she played that up a bit. I think maybe she talked to Darcy and Stacey and caught whatever they're infected with, because who in their right mind would do that much work to make themselves look worse? Okay. Interesting comment. This person says, I didn't even know who this was. She looks different. She's now at a point where she's unrecognizable, which, to be fair, it doesn't look like that, to be fair, quite a bit. So I can see that. All the surgery, but God forbid she admits to getting a tummy tuck. My embarrassing birthmark. Nothing embarrassing about it. It's natural. It's meant to be a part of who you are, and that's just the grand scheme of it. Yeah. Either way, though, obviously we continue here where someone just give her a couple of years and she'll look as bad as Darcy with all the unnecessary surgery. I didn't buy this story at all. Pedro cried when they had sex because it was so ugly, and no guy wanted to be with her because of it. She wanted a discounted tummy tuck, and in order to do so, she had to promote it on TV. She didn't want to come off as ridiculous for it, so she came up with a sad story about her birthmark. So this person is basically saying that that surgery that she had was probably discounted or probably for free, purely because it became a promo for the doctors or the surgeon, because obviously it was then aired on 90 Day Diaries, which does make a lot of sense. So therefore she had to come up with a story to make it fit to why she was getting this birthmark removed. And the story was that because Pedro cried because it was ugly, and prior to that, another boy when she was younger also made fun of it too. Yeah, sure. And also, in my opinion, I think that she also wanted to use Pedro's name purely because she knows when she says his name, it gets her trending. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if the production also encouraged her to use, or even said to her, make sure you use Pedro's name, because obviously if we use Pedro's name, it will bring traction to this episode and to yourself. Because the grand scheme of it is, whenever there's a Pedro, there's a Chantel. Whenever there's a Chantel, there's a Pedro. Both names always go hand in hand, and they will do so until one of them actually finds someone else new. And when I say someone else new, I don't mean like privately, I mean like on the show. If one was to come back on the show with someone else, that'd be different. It's like, for example, Big Ed, I would imagine now is remembered more for Liz than he is for Rosemary, even though his most iconic moments were with Rosemary. As well as Usman will probably be remembered more for, I think Usman will probably be remembered more for Kimberly than he would be for Lisa, purely because of the whole PS5 and how thirsty and desperate in Kimberly was. Oh my god, the way she was, So to be fair with you, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, names can be detached if you find someone else new to do with. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.